Coming at number 10, we have Monster Pet Evolution. After the cataclysm, the animals and plants of Earth underwent crazy changes and evolved into monsters. To stop them from causing havoc and destruction, the profession of monster trainer was given to those that managed to subjugate and tame them. The protagonist Gao Peng was an aspiring monster trainer with mediocre talent. But on his 18th birthday, he suddenly obtains the ability to see the attribute data frame of the monsters and now decides to become the strongest monster trainer that ever lived. The art of this manhwa is good and its story is also decent. And unlike other manhwa, it has a little to no cliche scenes. The main character quickly becomes a strong and famous monster trainer that surpasses his peers in every aspect. The side characters are also written nicely, but the plot is a bit repetitive, so you can try it out if you have nothing else to read. Coming at number 9, we have Quest Supremacy. Kim Soo-yoon was an ordinary high school student who got bullied by his classmates almost every day. He was neither good at studying nor had any talent in fighting. But later, he gets a system that gave him rewards and made him stronger upon completing quests. And now, he decides to get revenge on his bullies by using his newly obtained powers. The art of this manhwa is amazing and its story is also decent. The main character starts off weak but slowly becomes strong with the help of his system. He is a wimp at the beginning but goes through character development after a few chapters. The action scenes are also quite good, so make sure to give it a try. Coming at number 8, we have Level 1 Player. After the appearance of dimensional gates all over the world, a selected few humans started to awaken and obtain magical powers. The protagonist, Choi Hyun-sung, was an ordinary person who wanted to become an awakened more than anyone else. His wish gets fulfilled and he awakens as a player, but unfortunately, his base stats were very low and he had only one skill. Both the art and the story of this manhwa is good. The plot of this manhwa is a bit repetitive, but despite that, it's still a good read. The main character gets a cheat skill that allows him to trade with beings from different realms. Using this skill, he becomes strong quickly and later becomes one of the strongest players. Coming at number 7, we have DJ Archmage. The protagonist Jung Hyun-woo was poor and unlucky person both in real life and in the VR game. And his situation gets worse after getting electrocuted during an accident which makes him lose his only source of income. But rather than a curse, this turns into a blessing in disguise as now he's somehow able to see all the hidden quests and items in the game that no other player can see. The art of this manhwa is awesome and its story is also pretty good. The main character turns strong really quickly and obtains all the rare items inside the game. At the beginning, he's a bit naive, but later goes through character development and starts focusing on long-term gains. Coming at number 6, we have Book-Eating Magician. The protagonist Theodore Miller knew everything about magic but was untalented when it came to its practical use. But his life changes completely when he finds a super powerful grimoire named Gluttony that manifests as a magic-hungry creature on his hand. Now Theo lives under the constant threat of being eaten alive. However, he finally has a chance to become a real magician. This manhwa's story is pretty good and its art style perfectly fits its plot. The main character is weak at the beginning but gets stronger quickly after obtaining the grimoire. He's mature and smart and uses his powers in the most efficient way possible. The side characters are written nicely and the action scenes are also quite decent. So overall, this was a good read and I'll definitely recommend you to try it out. Coming at number 5, we have 990K X Life Hunter. Kang Yoo-jun was a weak F-class hunter who struggled even in the easiest dungeon raids. To make the situation worse, he gets dumped by his girlfriend who had climbed the ranks during their time together. He returns home in a depressed state, but rather than his own room, he finds himself in a dreamscape where a man who claimed to be his past life offered to make him stronger. This is a classic dungeon and hunter manhwa with a bit of a plot twist. Its art is good and its story is also pretty decent. The protagonist is weak at the beginning but becomes stronger after obtaining his past life's powers. He's kind of a wimp at the start but goes through character development and becomes ruthless later in the story. Coming at number 4, we have the Magic Tower Librarian. The protagonist Valin dreamt of becoming a magician at the greatest institute of magic in the empire. He becomes a librarian at the Magic Tower in hope of fulfilling his dream, but was unable to do so because of the lack of guidance from a real magician. But one day, he stumbles upon a book written by the greatest magician of the past, which changes Valin's life completely. The art of this manhwa is above average, but its story is very good. The main character gets the ability which regrets him to the past after his death or after failing a mission. He goes through character development after a few chapters and turns from a timid to a confident and mature person. Except the rushed ending, this manhwa was a pretty good read and I'll definitely recommend you to try it out. Coming at number 3, we have Mode 2. The protagonist Yeki accidentally accepts an invitation to test a mysterious app and gains the ability to hear people's inner thoughts and feelings. Later, his sister Yezi gets assaulted and gravely wounded by a merciless serial killer, and now Yeki is determined to find out the culprit and make him pay using his newfound power. However, at that time he didn't know that he wasn't the only one with this power. This is a very underrated manhwa with good art and a very unique storyline. The main character is smart right from the beginning of the story and uses his power very efficiently. The side characters are well written and all of them have unique personalities and a backstory. The pacing of the story is also quite good, so make sure to give it a try. Coming at number 2, we have SSS Class Gacha Hunter. After spending all of his wealth to become a hunter, the protagonist Jin Jongdo was only able to awaken 3 skills and none of them were useful in combat. But just when he thought everything was over, he receives a miracle as a present from the real universe and becomes the luckiest hunter on earth. The art of this manhwa is good and its story is also unique. The main character is weak at the start but becomes stronger really quickly. And after becoming stronger, he goes through character development and doesn't forgive anyone that try to hurt him or the people around him. The fight scenes are drawn nicely and are very thrilling, so make sure to give it a try. Coming at number 1, we have I Reincarnated as a Legendary Surgeon. The protagonist Jisoo Han dies before even becoming a proper doctor. But because of his good deeds, he gets a chance to live again. He gets resurrected during the period of 3 kingdoms in the body of a young boy who was killed by the mountain bandits. Now, faced with many dying and critically injured people in front of him, he decides uphold his duty as a former doctor and save as many as he can. The art of this manhwa is good and its story is just amazing. The main character is talented both in martial arts and medical field. He uses the knowledge of his past life to treat his patients and becomes the legendary physician. Later, he also gets a clairvoyant skill that helps him inspect his patients without any problem. The pacing of the story is also perfect, so make sure to give it a read. That's it for today's video. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next one.